What's up, guys? Welcome to Hashes to Numbers. I'm your host, Thomas. I'm along with my co-host.
Justin Kim.
And today we're going to be doing our opening episode where we preview the NFL season. The NFL season is one day away from when we're recording this. So we're going to break down every game this week. We're going to have some predictions for the season and then one bold prediction at the end where it's going to be a prediction where it's something that is either a record breaking or something that's really rare. And at the end, we're going to track, see who's better at predicting bold stuff. Without further ado, let's get into the games. So tomorrow, um, opening game, we got the Cowboys against the Eagles. Justin, I'll let you go first. Who do you think you got in this game?
Uh, I think I got Philly, but I don't. Yeah, I got Philly, but not by a mile. But I just got Philly winning. But let's say touchdown or so.
Okay. Um, I also have Philly winning. The line is quick check real quick. So the line's opening right now is at 8.5. Do you like Philly by
Over,
over or under?
over.
So you have Philly. I think Dallas covers the spread there, but I think Philly ultimately takes the game. I think
How's
op
how close do you see the game? Like a field goal or touchdown or what?
I think opening game, I think, Dallas might get the backdoor cover, maybe, closes it within like 7 by the end of the game. I think opening game, both teams are gonna be pretty, they don't want to be too fearless. They're not gonna be like opening up the playbooks all that much. And as we saw with college this last week, a lot of low scoring games. I think this one's also a low scoring game.
You see a low scoring game. Interesting.
Relatively low scoring for NFL wise. I think it's in the 20s.
Huh?
I think it's in the 20s, low 20s, something like 24, 17, something like that. Maybe a 28 to 21 type of game.
28 to 20. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Any notes on that game?
I think not trying to be biased or anything, but I think Jalen Hurts will start hot or I think he'll be confident just in
Hmm.
general since he won the Super Bowl last year, so I think he'll go with more riskier throws. And
Yeah. Just kind of a side note, this is Matt Eberflus's first game. Dallas having a all-new coaching staff. I know as a Bears fan, you weren't too happy with him last year, but now he's only a defensive coordinator, and his defense wasn't that bad last year with the Bears. I'm interested to see how they fare against, the Eagles who want to run the ball, who want to pound the rock. Lost a
yeah,
couple pieces on the O-line.
Matt Eberflus defense scheme I actually kind of like. It's just as a head coach I don't like, but
Hmm.
I don't know. This could be interesting. Yeah, like what you said, first
Hmm.
time playing. I mean, not playing defense, but coaching defense.
Yeah, going back to focus on defense. We can get to the
Might
next
be
game, the
interesting.
Friday game. It's the Chiefs against the Chargers in Brazil. Um, you can go ahead and get started with that pick.
I think I got KC winning, but I think it'll be very close.
Line's
Just
3.5. Which would you like?
I got like -3, so I guess KC
Hmm.
-3.
I think it's also gonna be close. I think I'm leaning KC for the win. I think I'm also leaning KC to cover, just because
Yeah,
I think, the Chargers are kind of having some new pieces. They have all new running back room. The receivers, other than, Lad McConkey, it's pretty new, right?
yeah.
And I just think the Chiefs, they get it done, maybe by a touchdown, maybe by, 4 points, something like that.
hmm
But it's a pretty good line. I like Casey to cover, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way there. I still like Casey to win the game though.
I'm kind of interested on how Keenan Allen will do
Hmm.
because Keenan Allen was kind of balling for the Chargers before he came to the Bears.
Hmm.
So I'm interested to see what role he gets.
Yeah, for me, I'm interested to see how this Chiefs passing attack gets going because Kelsey's getting older, right? They don't have Rasheed Rice for that game, even though he's been
Yeah,
there all preseason. Um, they lost D-Hop, which isn't that big of a loss, but I just want to see how KC their passing attack works, especially against Harbaugh's always gonna have a good defense. It'll be fun with Derwin going against Kelsey. See what Mahomes does.
yeah.
All right. Any last notes on that game?
I nothing much. Yeah, nothing much.
All right, so we'll move on to Bucks versus Falcons. These are the early slates on Sunday. Um, I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
I like the Bucks to win this game. the line's right now at the Bucks -1.5. So obviously I'll be taking the Bucks on that one. I think they won by, a touchdown, maybe, maybe 7 to 10 points around there. I really like this Bucks team. I think they got better with Emeka, like Godwin being out, McMillan not being there. I think Emeka fills in perfectly to complement Mike Evans. I really like what Baker's doing. Bucky, after last season, his end of season breakout, I really like him. Rashad White's great receiving back. I just think this offense is really good. And if their defense can kind of hold up against Atlanta, with Penix coming into a new season, I think Atlanta takes care of business in that one.
I disagree with you. I like Atlanta offense even more, you know. I
Mm,
think Drake London will potentially be a top, like, I don't know, like top five wide receiver will
hmm
take kind of. I don't know. I like Penix a lot in this Atlanta's like offense. You know, they also got Bijan Robinson, who I think will have a game against Tampa, and Darnell Mooney, which I think is a solid wide receiver too.
Yeah.
Is
I mean,
Darnell Mooney healthy? Because I think it's a, like day to day, but
um, I'm looking right now. Mooney, right now, he's on the injury report as has a shoulder injury, so he might be, day to day. He's limited in
okay.
practice today.
Wait, what?
Limited in practice today.
Yeah, if Mooney plays, I think Atlanta wins. If Mooney doesn't, they
That's the
don't.
guy. Like if Mooney
I
plays,
mean,
if he doesn't, it's that big of a difference for you.
Mooney's a baller, yeah. If
But I mean, that's the guy like who makes the difference. So if Mooney doesn't play, the offense is that much worse
not that much worse, but
to the point where they can't win the game.
I think it'll be winnable, but I think they'll lose like a nail biter.
But if Mooney
Cause
plays, it's the difference.
yeah,
I think you're tripping there. I don't think Darnell Mooney makes that big of a. I mean, he's a good player, but I mean, I don't think Michael Penix. Oh man, I'm missing Darnell Mooney this game. Oh, we're gonna lose today. Versus, oh, we got Darnell Mooney. We're gonna win this game. He's just not that big of a guy. I just don't trust Falcons defense right now. Um, the Bucks, I trust their offense, their play calling, their system way more than I trust the Falcons right now. The Falcons, I mean, they're paying Kirk Cousins still. Penix is still like he's still got a rope there because if he doesn't play well, the front office wants to put their money guy out there.
yeah,
Next game we're gonna go to is the Bengals against the Browns. You want to get started?
yeah. I think Cincinnati will win this one.
-5.5. What you got?
I got them. What is cut? I got the minus 5.5.
So you
I think
got
it'll
the
be
Bengals winning by more than 5.5?
yeah. I think it'll be like a 10-point game or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this one scares me because I think the Bengals always start off slow, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. That's
think,
true.
Joe Flacco was slinging it a little bit, and that Bengals defense is not great. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
think if the Browns start off hot, I mean, I don't know how much you can stop the Browns, from just kind of putting up points there. It's just gonna be a shootout. Um, I think all in all, I'm gonna go with the Bengals here.
yeah,
Um, but I think if I was betting, I would probably lay the points with the Browns. I just think there's just so much room for the Browns to stay in this game, especially with that tough defense. Hendrickson hasn't been practicing all camp, or even
oh
when he's
yeah,
been there, he's been, kind of in and out, just wanting a new contract. And
yeah,
the Bengals defense is already suspect as it is. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a one that goes over. In week one, I don't like to go overs, but this is one where I think the over might hit here.
yeah. I think it'll be a high scoring game as well.
hmm
T Bengals offense exploding and Jerry Judy and Joe Flacco, what is called spalling out too.
hmm
Yeah.
All right, next game we got is the Dolphins against the Colts. The The Dolphins are actually underdogs, so this is my upset of the week here. Um, I don't know why the line is Indy -1.5. I mean, I get that they're at home, but Danny Dimes, I just can't pick Danny Dimes in this game, against against the Dolphins, who aren't that great of a team themselves. Like, I'm not expecting the Dolphins to do anything spectacular,
Yeah.
but the fact that the Dolphins are underdogs in this game by a by 1.5. Just I think this is my upset. It's not a big upset. I'm not out here calling the big shots, but I
Yeah.
think I think the line's on the wrong side. I think the Dolphins should be 1.5 point favorites, and that's who I got for the upset.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like Daniel Jones is stars, and the Colts are favored. I don't know why, but I don't know. I think Tua's healthy, right?
Hmm.
Tua's healthy, I think Tyreek Hill will look a little bit better than last year. He had an off season. He was kind of off last season, but I got Dolphins winning this game as
Hmm.
well.
Next game is gonna be Patriots Raiders, or I guess Raiders at Patriots. Raiders making the cross country journey to New England. I got the Patriots in this game. The line's New England -2.5. I think I'll lay the points there. I think the Patriots win by a field goal, maybe, less than seven there. I like this Patriots team. This Patriots team, I don't think they're going to be a playoff team per se, but I really like their team. And I think they have a pretty light schedule this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they push a little bit, get, maybe up to 500. I like Drake May. I trust Vrabel. All in all, I really like this Patriots team with Mike Vrabel coaching.
Yeah, hold up. I also got the Patriots winning. I think this offense with Drake May will look better.
Hmm.
They also improved the line, right?
Yeah, yeah, they brought in some guys.
Yeah, I think that'll make some like effect, and I don't know, Stephon and Drake May connection might look good.
Hmm.
However, like I don't know, I kind of like the Las Vegas offense because of Genty now and Jacoby Myers.
So what side are you on? Are you on the Patriots side?
Yeah, I got Patriots. Yeah, I got Patriots
But
winning.
with the points, with the -2.5?
Yeah, probably -2.5. Yeah.
Okay.
That I think this game will be like sort of close, but
Hmm.
Patriots pulling this one off.
Ready to move on to the next game?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my lock of the week. It's the Cardinals at the Saints. Um, I think the Cardinals easily take care of business. The spread's 6.5. I'm not sure. I think this is a very light line. I like the Cardinals by at least a touchdown here. My lock of the week is Arizona -6.5 here.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like this New Orleans team at all this year. I
Yeah, I
think
mean, I don't know. This team, it just seems like all the cap stuff that they did in the past years, it's kind of coming back now. They don't have a quarterback. Kamara, I mean, Kamara's still great, but
yeah, I
outside
think
of
Kamara
Kamara,
yeah, outside Kamara, they have like no one. They have Chris Olave CTE. Like someone who can't stay healthy, which I feel bad for because Chris Olave is a great player, but I don't know.
yeah, I
Just
mean,
cut down due to injury.
defensively, I don't trust this team either. Maybe it surprised me, but for right now, I'm sticking with my Cardinals as my lock of the week.
Yeah, I got Cardinals winning this one too.
6.5, which way you taking?
Probably, yeah. I just don't like the Saints team at all. I
Which side
I
you
don't even
taking?
huh?
Which side you taking?
Cardinals -6.5.
Oh,
Like I
so like win by over a touchdown?
yeah. I
Okay.
don't think Saints like win over 5 games at all this year. That's how bad it is.
Okay. Next game is Steelers Jets. You want to get started with that one?
Yeah. This game's kind of interesting because Justin Fields played for Pittsburgh and went to Jets. Aaron Rodgers played for the Jets but went to Pittsburgh. So it's kind of interesting, but I got New York Jets winning this one. I think New York Jets could be like a dark horse playoff team, maybe contender with Justin
Okay.
Fields
Um,
and Garrett Wilson connection.
I'm not as high as on the Jets as you are, I guess. I just don't see Justin Fields as the starter level guy. I mean, he played good with Pittsburgh, but I think a lot of that was defense. The Jets don't have that, and news came out today. Elijah Vera Tucker is going to miss a lot of the start of the season. I got the Steelers. Steelers are -2.5. Give me the 2.5. On Pittsburgh side, let me lay the points there. I think Pittsburgh takes care of business against New York. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this Jets team. There's news that Breece Hall, might be giving up touches to Braylon Allen, which might be a Braylon Allen thing, might be a Breece Hall thing, but there's just so much stuff in there, new head coach in there. I don't like this Jets. I don't trust Justin Fields. I mean, unless he can show he can do it with his arm, I just don't think you can be a running first quarterback like that. And and succeed against this Pittsburgh defense, especially.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Justin Fields will have a game this week.
I just don't like it against Pittsburgh. I think TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Jalen Ramsey, that defense is just too good and they know what Justin Fields does. It's not like this is a new guy. Like
Oh yeah,
you're
yeah,
bringing
because
in,
yeah,
you're not bringing in somebody like, oh, Lamar's facing the Steelers for the first time. This is Justin Fields. He was in the building last year and he couldn't start
yeah, I was gonna
against
say
Russell
that.
Wilson. Like you know what he is. There's no like hidden stuff in there unless like I said, unless he's airing it out, going back to his Ohio State days. I just don't see the running first style winning against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Next game is going to be the Giants at the Commanders. I thought about this for the lock of the week, but um, I give benefit of the doubt to the Giants. I think this line is a little too hefty for me to use my. All right, the line's 6.5, which is the same as the Saints Cardinals line, but I like the Giants slightly more than I like the Saints. Even though I like the Commanders more. I'm going to take the Commanders in the points. I like Jaden Daniels. I'm really high on him, as you'll see later on in this episode. Um, yeah, what are your thoughts?
I have Washington Commanders winning.
Hmm.
I think I don't know. I think the Giants will improve, but like not by that much. Just Abdul Carter just making some effect.
Hmm.
That's like the only like positive point I see for the Giants defense for now. For now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Next game is going to be the Panthers at Jaguars. What are your thoughts? Who do you got?
I think this will be like a kind of a good game. I got the Jaguars winning. I think Trevor Lawrence was out the whole year last year, right?
He was
What?
there for part of the year.
Like the end part though, right?
Yeah, he was out.
Yeah. I think he'll look back to him like old self,
Hmm.
giving the ball to Brian Thomas Jr. and his new electric wide receiver, Travis Hunter.
Um, 3.5. What do you like?
I probably like probably the Carolina Panthers plus 3.5.
Okay, you got them covering.
Yeah.
This is another one where I was kind of leaning the edge. I think the hook on the Jaguars side scares me just because I can see the Panthers making the jump, with Bryce Young making the jump. Ultimately, I'm gonna go with Jacksonville, and I'm gonna take the points with Jacksonville. But this is one where I'm not gonna be surprised if the hook kind of comes back and hurts me. Jacksonville kind of wins by a last second field goal, or you know, the Panthers kind of backdoor cover there. That hook scares me, but I'm gonna take Jacksonville there. Um, Kind of go into it. I like Liam Cohen running Jacksonville, and I like Trevor to kind of bounce back, like you said, return to 2021, 2022 type form.
Yeah. That's what I want to. Yep.
Hmm. So now we're gonna head to the late slate. Um, Broncos Titans. I'll let you get the floor first.
I think this is like the lock of the week because Broncos, like they have like one of the best defense. They added Hufanga and like Jadari Barron. It's like a
Hmm.
bunch of like new pieces that I think will be good for the Broncos defense. So I think, at the end, like at the end, their defense will be like a top three defense, and they got pretty new good like offense sets too. So I
Eight
don't
and a
know.
half. What do you like?
Let's say
Eight.
7.5 for me, but I
What
like,
are you looking at?
huh?
What are you looking at? Are you looking at the Blue app or ESPN or
I'm looking at Vandal, but I think they'll cover.
okay, the Blue app?
Yeah, I think,
Okay,
yeah.
I got them at 8.5. Are you willing to take the 8.5?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course, yeah.
of
Because
course. Okay,
it's what it's called. Is Frig, what was the name? It's his first game, so I
Cam
think,
Ward.
yeah, it's Cam Ward first game, so I think he'll struggle a little bit, but find his like rhythm at the end. Yeah.
So, um, this one ties into my bold prediction later, but it's kind of like counterintuitive. But I'm taking the Broncos here to win the game.
Yeah.
Um, I'm taking Tens points. I just think 8.5 is way too much. 7.5, I think I might also take the points. I think the Titans could keep close.
With the
Um,
Broncos defense though?
I don't like the Broncos. I mean, okay, the Broncos defense is good. I just don't see
Whoa.
them. I just don't see them breaking out like people think that they will. I think they'll be a good defense. I think they'll be a top seven defense. right? But I just think the Broncos, like, the book is out on them, right?
Hmm?
The book is out on the Broncos. I just don't
Yeah.
think, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I think that secondary is you can kind of break through that secondary a little bit. I
But
think
the line's scary though, you know. He's not gonna have that much time, in my opinion.
Cam Ward, I
Yeah,
don't
I
think he
mean,
needs time.
he can run, but
I mean,
I don't know.
I think if Cam Ward just gets the ball out,
Yeah,
I think he can keep this game close. Ultimately, again, I think the Broncos win this game, but
yeah.
I just don't think this Broncos defense is highly touted as it's projected to be.
Hmm. Interesting.
Next game is gonna be the Niners at the Seahawks.
Uh, I have the Seahawks winning. Even, yeah, I have the Seahawks winning. I like their new offense with Sam Darnold as the QB.
hmm
He bought out last year, so we'll see how he plays. But and I also think Jason will have a breakout year.
This is a homer pick. I picked the Seahawks as well.
Yeah,
Um, my concern with the Niners is just gonna be the receiving.
yeah. So
I think their defense is very good. I think it's very underrated. I think they got a lot better on the defensive side. So I do worry about the Seahawks offense there. I think this is gonna be very low scoring. I think this one might be in the teens. But my worry about the Niners is their receiving core.
yeah,
Ayuk's
the
still coming off
offense.
that ACL, so I don't think he's ready for this game. Even if he's ready, I don't think he's back to like peak performance, right?
Yeah,
Jawan Jennings has been on the injury report with a calf injury, and as we know, calf injuries aren't something to play with, right?
yeah.
McCaffrey's healthy, but he's also getting older, and it's just gonna be interesting to see like how he recovers from this injury if he's back to peak McCaffrey shape. Kittle's gonna be Kittle. I think he's gonna dominate this game. He's gonna run all the way up the middle, but ultimately it's just gonna be can this receiving core kind of hold up? Um, and whoever gets more stops, I think wins.
I CMC like missed like the whole season last year, so I think he'll not have like a great game, but maybe like a decent form.
hmm
Yeah.
The next game is gonna be the Lions at the Packers. Um, who do you got in this one?
I have Detroit. A lot of people think Detroit's like falling off to Green Bay from what I'm hearing, but I think Detroit will be perfectly fine this year.
Yeah, this is my game of the week. Um, this line is very interesting. I don't remember what this line was before the Micah Parsons trade, but after Micah Parsons trade, it's 1.5. Um, I'm leaning towards Detroit here again. I think, like you kind of said, people kind of are writing off Detroit because of the loss of both coordinators and um, just kind of new turnover. I still think Detroit's going to be great. Um, and the Micah trade, I think it's going to take him a few weeks to get into it. He hasn't been practicing for sure. I know that the holdout with Dallas, he hasn't been, doing football activities. He's been training on his own, but he has this back issue. I just think it's going to take a couple weeks for the Packers to get rolling. I like the Lions in this one. In my game of the week, I think it's going to be a really good game, really tight game, NFC North style in Lambeau. It's going to be cold-ish. It's going to be, out in the weather. I think, I think I got the Lions in this one to kind of grind it out.
Yeah. Same.
Next one's going to be the Texans at the Rams.
I think this will be a pretty close game too, but I got the Rams on the top.
I think, okay. It's 3.5's the line, sorry. What you got? 3.5? Taking the points or
The
not?
point 0.5 more. That's interesting. Shoot. Yeah, I'll probably take the minus 3.5
Okay.
defense. Yeah.
I got Houston to cover, and I'm leaning towards Houston to win this one. I don't know. The Rams, they're a playoff team. They're a good team. Um, but I really like this Texans team. I think it wouldn't shock me if C.J. Stroud comes out firing after the sophomore slump he had. And I'm leaning both sides like on the edge. I definitely have the Texans to cover. I think I might be bullish here and just take them to win the game. Might come back to bite me later on, but I think Houston to take this game little. I'll put myself out there. I think Houston gets a good win at the start of the season.
Yeah. I also think the Rams offense just got scary by adding Devontae Adams,
Hmm.
who who is a baller, but
Yeah, the one thing is I like the Texans secondary in this matchup particularly. I like Stingley and
yes.
Lassiter on the outside.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game, good close
Hmm.
game.
Next game is gonna be the Ravens at the Bills.
I have what is called Josh Allen winning this one. I think this will be the best game of the week because it's two like potential MVP going against each other in week one. So yeah, but
Hmm.
at the end I have Josh Allen.
This one's a pick 'em. It's 1.5. I'm leaning towards the Buffalo Bills with the 1.5. I just think it's in Buffalo, and I like Buffalo at home. If this was in Baltimore, I might have flipped the script there, but I think
Yeah,
Buffalo at home, um, hype of a new season coming off the MVP that Josh Allen had. I think I got the Bills to squeak it out.
yeah, it's plus 1.5 for me. I got them covering the plus 1.5.
Do you have Buffalo not favored?
No, like on the Blue app on FanDuel, it says like plus 1.5 for me against the Ravens.
The Buffalo's
But
plus 1.5?
yeah,
Interesting.
so
It's
I
it's a
have
pick 'em.
that.
I
Huh?
mean, it's a pick 'em, so like basically it's just whoever you got. I don't think like a 1 point game is gonna be kind of devastating, but I think either way, I think Buffalo minus 1.5 plus 1.5. I like Buffalo in that one.
Yeah, same here.
And then the last game of the week, it's Monday Night Football, Minnesota traveling to Chicago. You're the Bears fan, so you got the floor.
Uh, I got the Bears winning this one. JJ McCarthy first game. He missed the whole season last year due to like shoulder issue, right?
Knee meniscus.
Knee issue. I don't know. I think JJ McCarthy might be a little bit rusty, but like during the middle of the season, I think he'll look good.
I think,
And I don't know. I like Ben Johnson as a coach. I think we'll be more aggressive this year, potentially.
yeah, my one issue is just going to be the new offense for the Bears. In the preseason, we saw some glimpses of greatness. We saw some great glimpses of not so great.
Yeah, it was very sloppy at
We've
times.
talked, and I think against Minnesota, sloppy doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
I think in the NFC North, I think this might be arguably the best division in football, right?
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if any of the teams make the playoffs, and if Minnesota, Green Bay, or Detroit wins the division, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah.
I got the Vikings in this one, based off the fact that I think the best player in this game is Justin Jefferson,
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
and I think KOC is gonna get Jefferson the ball, especially with McCarthy's accuracy is short, right? And I mean, Jalen Johnson's a good player in himself, but I think if you take away, Sam Darnold was kind of like sitting back, throwing the ball a little bit. I think with
Hmm.
JJ, they're just going to get Jefferson the ball, let Jefferson do his work. Um, and I think that alongside the sloppiness, if you have a turnover, right?
Yeah.
Brian Flores is killer with those defensive schemes. You have a turnover, maybe, another two turnovers. I think you can't win. One turnover, I mean, that might be the mistake, especially with JJ. JJ doesn't really make mistakes at Michigan. His whole game was, game managing. And I
Yeah.
think along with KOC's scheme, he's been in there. He's not really a rookie, right? I mean, he didn't play last year, but at the same time, he was in the building. He saw how everything was working.
Yeah. You saw
And
like the process. Yeah.
they improved their line. Not very high on the Bears defense. I like Jalen Johnson. I like that back end, but that front seven, you know, um,
It's a
I
little bit
think
iffy. I agree.
it's iffy. And if JJ has like somewhat protection,
Yeah.
I like the Vikings to come out firing this one.
From what I'm hearing, Jalen Johnson might miss the first game, but he's trying everything to get ready for week one.
Okay, see, like that plays even more. I mean, I think even if Jalen Johnson plays, Jefferson's gonna have a lot of catches. Um, but if he's out, I think that's even more um on there. That's
Yeah.
it for all the games. Let's get into the award predictions.
Hmm.
So we're gonna run through some awards. We're gonna name our prediction and then our dark horse.
Yep.
For the dark horse, the rules were you had to pick someone outside the top four in odds.
Yeah.
All right. So MVP, um, name your name your guy who you have winning it, and then I'll name mine, and then we'll name our dark horses.
I have Josh Allen winning this year. I think it's a lock.
A lock.
Yeah, a lock.
Explain.
I don't know. Josh Allen always have a good year, but he won last year, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think he always have like a good season. So I think it'll be Josh Allen this year once again.
I think this goes to the guy who should have won last year. I think this goes to Lamar Jackson. He was the overall QB1 in fantasy. I know fantasy doesn't really matter, but and I think on the Ravens team, I think he's out for vengeance this year. Um, he wants that award. I know it. Derrick Henry's getting older, so I think more of the onus goes to Lamar Jackson. I like his Ravens team to compete, and I think I got them winning the North, AFC North. I think if Lamar puts up the same stats he did last year, or even slightly, a slightly downgrade, I think he still gets his MVP, especially after what they did to him last year.
Yeah. So he's on that demon hunting mode.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so for my dark horse, I have Jalen Hurts winning. I think, he won the Super Bowl last year, of course. I think he's just more locked in general. I
Hmm.
think he'll be more consistent this year, like through passing wise.
Yeah, when we were doing this, I saw your pick for the dark horse, and I got one thing, and that's just gonna be he won the Super Bowl last year, and he didn't
Yeah.
have to do much,
Huh?
right? He won the Super Bowl last year, and he didn't have to do much, right? He let
Yeah.
Saquon kind of carry.
Yeah, he got carried by the defense and Saquon.
That's what I think is going to happen again this year. I think he sits back during the regular season, just get to the playoffs, and then he'll go, Jalen Hurts will kind of put the backpack on in the playoffs, right? Because he had, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when he had that great regular season and then they fell short in the playoffs?
To the Buccaneers, yeah.
No, the one against the Chiefs where they like fell short against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Oh, that was two, I think that was like 2 years ago.
Right. And I think Jalen Hurts kind of learns off that in the NBA style, like, hey, we'll load manage in the regular season, and then once the playoff comes, that's when we'll, attack. It's kind of what Mahomes has been
Yeah.
doing. It's what Mahomes has been doing. I think Hurts does the same thing. My dark horse is Jaden Daniels. I kind of cheated. This is the fifth highest odds, but I really like Jaden Daniels, especially in this East. Um, it's open. I mean, like I said, I see the Eagles kind of taking a step back. They played the like the furthest into the season. I think the Eagles kind of coast along, right? And they focus on getting to the playoffs and focus on playing in January and February. I think it opens the door for the Commanders to, really come out firing and hit this regular season hard. And if that's the case, I like Jaden Daniels to come away with MVP in a dark horse scenario.
I don't know. He might have a sophomore son like CJ Stroud.
He might. I mean, that's part of it, but I think I'm betting on him to go higher than not. I mean, he can obviously have a slump.
Yeah.
Moving on to Offensive Player of the Year.
I have Justin Jefferson. I think he's gonna get like a lot of reception, like from what you said. He has JJ McCarthy, and I think he might have like a Jamar Chase type year like last year.
Mm.
That's what I kind that's what I'm kind of like looking at right now.
My pick's Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Monty's getting older. They don't have Ben Johnson to kind of split the load. I think this is the year they go full Gibbs, and I think Gibbs might go, 1,500 rushing and then, 750 receiving.
Yeah. For my dark horse, I like Drake London because I think Penix will just be slinging it all year this year to Drake London. I think he'll be very successful.
For my dark horse, I have Nico Collins. I think if CJ Stroud kind of comes back from this, he has his clear number one. And I think if Nico steps up as the clear number one, I think it'll be a good opportunity for Nico to get catches, for Nico to get yards. And I think if Nico gets, 1,600 yards, scores double-digit touchdowns, gets 100 yards or 100 receptions, I think it's a very good case for him to win Opoy
Yeah, especially because Tank Dell's out for the whole year.
for most of the year.
For most, I heard like he's out for like the whole year. He's
I think reports are saying he's out for a good solid portion of the year. I think he might come back halfway through the year.
Yeah, I could see Nico as a dark horse maybe.
What about your defensive player of the year?
I have TJ Watt winning. I I had like let's see, let me go to like the odd. Quick awards. I just had like one of the defense line winning again,
Hmm.
but just not Micah Parsons.
Well, that's who I have for I have Micah Parsons. I think after everything that happened with Jerry, after everything that happened with the Cowboys, I think Micah Parsons had to prove that, he is that guy. I think he wins his first, he hasn't got one yet, so I think that helps him. I think he wins his first Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. For my dark horse, I have Nick Bonito. I think he's a very underrated player. Like if I ask like just like a let's say like just a random like Seahawks fan,
Hmm.
they will probably say they don't know Nick Bonito, but he played really good last year. But I think he will have an improved year this year. So I think
Yeah.
yeah,
My one issue, I mean, I'm not trying to nitpick, but I think my one issue is like he's at linebacker, and I think it's really hard for a linebacker to win the award. Uh, Looking back at it, right, the last linebacker, true linebacker to win it is Luke Kuechly.
I look Kuechly, yeah.
Yeah, and like that's over 10 years ago. I think it's gonna be a pass rusher or a defensive back if the defensive back really shuts down.
Yeah,
My guy is me, Kyle Hamilton on the Ravens. I think if the Ravens have a great season and they are one of the top defenses, I think Kyle Hamilton, who just got a payday, is gonna get, his name's out there already. I think if he gets the attention, he deserves, he's definitely a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year.
yeah.
We move on to Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I have Travis Hunter. I think Trevor Lawrence will be looking at Trevor. I mean, yeah, Trevor Lawrence will be looking at Travis a lot this year. I think Travis Hunter. I don't know. I see like a lot of like, how would I say, like hate or just like he gets like overhated. But I think he'll have like 1,000 yard. I sh like 900 around as a wide receiver too.
And I mean, I see, like, I can see him getting 900 yards. I just don't think that's enough to win the award. I think he can have 900 yards, and if Cam Ward throws for 3,000 and 20 touchdowns, I think Cam Ward gets a lock for that. If Genty rushes for 1,000 yards, I think it's a lock for that. I just don't see how like Hunter as a wide receiver two and his on his team can win the award. Last year, right? You had Neighbors out there as a receiver one to win the award.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, or not to win the award, sorry, to like lead his candidacy to win the award, right? Ultimately, who won the award? Quarterback, right? I just
Yeah.
think this is kind of becoming MVP. Like whoever the best quarterback is wins the award in a way. I know Puka won it a couple years back, but that was really with no like star quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I think if any quarterback just plays well, I think they win it, and I think Cam Ward is going to play well enough to win it.
Interesting. With the dark horse, I have Emeka Egbuka. I don't know. I think he'll just ball out this year because the Tampa has like what you said, Chris Godwin's out and J-Mac is out for like half the season.
Mhm.
I
My one
think,
worry is the same thing. Just like both of them are coming back at some point. I think if Emeka doesn't, if Emeka doesn't put up like, league leading receiving numbers. I mean, we saw Neighbors put up league leading receiving numbers last year, right?
and then he didn't
Against
get it.
the right.
Yeah.
And like for me, my dark horse, I just went with whoever I think has the best chance to be that one, and it's Matthew
Golden.
Golden, right? He's in a better situation than Neighbors was last year, right? In terms of quarterback.
Yeah.
The Packers don't have any receivers. Um, I think this is like the kind of the lane for like if Matthew Golden breaks out, goes for 1,200 to 1,400 yards, right? And
Yeah.
Cam Ward, doesn't have the great season. Genty maybe doesn't have the great season. I think Matthew Golden has the best path to be the one.
Interesting. I don't know. I just like Emeka Egbuka a lot,
I like him
especially.
too. I mean, I love my Buckeye. I just don't think he's Offensive Rookie of the Year worthy, like especially with his situation.
I see.
Um, Moving on to Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I have Abdul Carter. I think I don't know. Like he has like a lot of hype.
Hmm.
Like I think this like a lock for the yeah, for the defense rookie of the year. I think this one's a lock. Abdul Carter.
I wouldn't call it a lock just yet, but I think
Like
Abdul definitely has the
82%
best.
lock.
I think he
Yeah.
has the best hype. I think if you were to bet, I think Abdul versus the field, I would almost take Abdul at this point.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna say anything to lock just because, if he doesn't produce, he's not gonna win it. But he just has like the hype, like you said, or just the like the big market around him, where like a medium season might outshine some of the better seasons elsewhere in rookies. Um, my dark horse pick is Nick Emenwari from the Seahawks. I think this Seahawks defense is really well schemed, and I don't really know if there's like any other defensive rookies outside like the pass rushers who could break out. I think if Emenwari, is a ball hawk like he was at South Carolina, um, there's a possibility where they look at the picks over some of the sacks.
Yeah. What for the dark horse? I have Jaha Campbell. This is interesting. Hold up. They don't have Jaha starting. Yo,
Nope, Jahad's not starting.
I don't know. Jahad's such a baller, and I like what is called the defense coordinator a lot. And Eagles had like one of the best defense last year, so
But
I
like
just
that's the problem. If you have a good defense, you have guys who should start, like Zach Bond, right? I mean, I don't think you start him over Zach Bond.
he's Jeremiah Trotter starting over him, which I don't really get, to be honest. Yeah, I don't get at all. Jeremiah Trotter over Jahad. I don't
I
know.
mean, maybe it's
Like,
just making the rookie earn his spot.
yeah, we'll see tomorrow, but I think Jahad will get like a lot of playing time probably.
hmm
It's interesting, but yeah.
We'll fly through these next few. Comeback player of the year. I think both of us have the same guy.
Yeah, I have Aiden Hutchinson because he's like broke his leg or something last year. It was pretty bad. And yeah.
Same. Ivan Hutchinson, I think as long as he returns to form, he'll be the comeback player of the year. My dark horse is JJ McCarthy, but this is one where like I just think Aiden Hutchinson is such a lock. I just have to put somebody for dark horse. I don't think JJ's gonna win it.
Yeah.
This is one where I think it's a lock.
I don't know. If Aiden Hutchinson doesn't play that good, he also got CMC. He missed the whole year basically last year, so
I mean, maybe, but I just think it's kind of like, I mean, I guess you're right. Damar Hamlin died and didn't win the award, so it's possible. But I just think with how brutal it was and, you know, how much of the recovery's been documented, I think Aiden Hutchinson's gonna get it if he even looks somewhat good.
I don't know.
And
If
CMC has one already.
he does, but if CMC goes over like 1,000, I think it should
I don't
go.
think that's enough. I don't think that's enough.
You don't think it's enough?
If
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson gets 5 sacks and McCaffrey gets 1,000 yards, which one do you think they gave the comeback player of the year award to?
How 5 sack? Probably Aiden.
But like that's 5 sacks. Like that's not even like Aiden Hutchinson going back to form. That's literally just 5 sacks. Like he could accidentally get 5 sacks there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We'll move on to coach of the year.
I have Ben Johnson winning. I think Bears will look a lot improved with Ben Johnson than Matty Rufus. I think Ben Johnson, I don't know. I think yeah, I just think the Bears will look a lot like more neater and more like organized in general.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ben Johnson, I mean, I think the Bears are going to improve. I just think part of it's going to be the hype. I do wonder like what the expectations are for the Bears, especially with Ben Johnson. They got the home run hire, right? Are they
Yeah.
expecting 10 wins? Because I don't know if the Bears get 10 wins. And if they don't get 10 wins, right? Like,
Okay.
how's the media going to look, right? If they go 8-9, right? With some
I mean,
solid losses, my thing is just gonna be, can they give it to Ben Johnson? And I say that with the same problem with Mike Vrabel. Can you give Coach of the Year to a coach who doesn't win double-digit games? And Mike Vrabel, right? I
yeah.
said earlier, Patriots, they could fight for 500. If they get 9-8, can you give it to Mike Vrabel for how bad they were last year? Um, I got Mike Vrabel winning, but that's based like solely on like the Drake May jump and the fact that like if they get 10 wins, I think you have to give it to Mike Vrabel.
Okay, you said like 8 and 9 or 9 and 8, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who else is like contending for Coach of the Year?
That's a good question. That's a good thing. And like it kind of goes into my next one.
Because look,
Like,
look, look. You got Ben Johnson,
hmm
Bears, Mike Vrabel, Liam Cohen, Aaron Glenn, and Pete Carroll and Mike McDaniel. So they're all like 500 team, I would say. Almost.
Yeah, and I think part of it's also going to be that like if there's a surprise story, I think those are some
Sean
of the
Payton?
no, I just mean like I mean Sean Payton might be, but I'm saying like the teams that are listed are all bad teams from last year who had a new coach, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at like who won it last year,
Kevin O'Connell, right?
Right. Last year was given to, yeah, Kevin O'Connell, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at the nominees, right? Kevin O'Connell, Dan Campbell, Andy Reid, and Dan Quinn, right?
Andy Reid. That's a
Like
good thing there.
Andy Reid was a finalist, and like if you told me at the beginning of the season like Andy Reid won Coach of the Year, right? I'd be like, that's crazy. And that's part of it. It's just like none of those guys were on bad teams like 2 years ago, right? Dan Campbell like was on division winning team 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Dan Quinn was a surprise one. That's the the Ben Johnson, the Mike Vrabel pick, right?
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell, I mean, yeah, the Vikings had a rough, season, but like they weren't bad by any means. And Andy
Yeah.
Reid's Andy Reid. They won the Super Bowl and he's still a finalist. So that's why I have Dan Quinn as mine. I think if the Commanders make another jump, right, a Vikings type jump, I think
Hmm.
Dan Quinn wins it, just like Kevin O'Connell did, right?
Yeah. With my dark horse, I have Mike McDaniel. Mike McDonald. I think the Seahawks team will look better this
Mm.
year.
And then Protector of the Year, the new award. I didn't really know how to like gauge this because I don't really know how the voting goes. I just picked Penei Sewell. My dark horse is Deion Dawkins. Neither of those I'm really like. They're both good offensive linemen. I know both their names, and they're both on good teams. That's all my contenders were.
I went with Lane Johnson because he's part of the 99 Club.
Hmm.
One of the best online. And then of course I went with Joe Tony.
Yeah, I don't really know how this is voted on, so I'm not going to critique anything. And
Yeah,
then
did they just like watch the like the film or what?
see who votes on this. I don't know.
Like the online, like a pro lineman, Hall of Fame lineman.
But like that's not how the other awards aren't voted by those people, right? So it's like, is it going to be the media again? Because like the MVP isn't voted by like Hall of Famers, it's voted by the media. Stephen A. Smith, you know, Stephen A. Smith got a vote for the MVP. Kay Adams has a vote for MVP. I don't think Kay Adams ever suited up for any of the teams. So
So
so so like if she has a vote for the Protected of the Year, how do we like gauge that?
you
Like
know,
if she's
yeah. He probably just looked at the team and just choose.
That's what I'm saying. So like I don't know, like there's other people in the media who like I mean, shout out to K Adams. K Adams does a great job, but I mean there's other people in the media who I don't trust as much.
Yeah.
And then the last one is the Super Bowl champ. Who do you have winning? And then what's your dark horse team?
I have the team that plays tomorrow, the Philadelphia Eagles. I I don't know. I don't think they downgraded, but I don't think they upgraded. I think they just stayed right at the level.
Mhm.
And I think Jalen Hurts will look scary this year, like what I have been saying.
Yeah.
And then for my dark horse, I got the Denver Broncos. Like what I've been saying, they're gonna be a top three defense. And I also think they improved their offense, getting Evan Ingram, RJ Harvey, and like who did oh yeah, J.K. Dobbins, yeah. I think those will make some effect to
My
the
biggest
offense.
issue was like the AFC. I was looking at the AFC, right? And
Yeah.
I kind of like put every like the last three AFC winners have been the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of looked at every team and looked against like, do I think the Bills can beat the Chiefs? Yeah, they can beat them. Do I think they will?
Yeah.
No. Can the Ravens? Yeah, the Ravens can beat
Yeah, they
them. Do I
can.
think they will? No.
No.
Every team under that, I did the same thing for every team in there, right? Same
Uh-huh.
thing with the Broncos. I looked at like, do I think they could beat the Chiefs in January,
Yeah.
right? And my thing was just like, I don't think they can, right? They're all great teams. The Bills, the Ravens, even the Broncos are great teams. But I think come January, right, when it comes down to it, there's one guy who just continues to win, right?
Patrick Mahomes, yeah.
hmm So now I have a team in the AFC. I looked in the NFC, right? Who are my contenders, right? The
Mhm.
Lions. Can I see them in the Super Bowl? Yeah.
Yeah.
Eagles. Can I see them in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Can I see the Packers in the Super Bowl? Yeah, I can see the Packers in the Super Bowl. The NFC West, I mean, if the Niners make the Super Bowl, I'm not going to be too surprised, right? The
Yeah.
Rams make the Super Bowl, I'm not going to be outrageously surprised. Even like, I mean, the Bucks are kind of a long shot, but
Yeah.
I was looking, I'm like, there's too many teams in the NFC where I can't like say, hey, there's a team out here, right? The Eagles are the reigning champs, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of consistency, right?
Mhm.
Who knows? I mean, say they could be back right back there. Like I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying looking at like all the teams in the NFL, there's
Mhm.
one team I trust to be there. And then if I'm predicting off odds, right? If I know one team in the AFC, if I trust one team in the AFC to be there, and the NFC has such a variety of teams, I'm gonna go with the AFC team. So I picked the Chiefs. And then my dark horse is the Commanders because of the Jaden Daniel leap. I think Russell Wilson did it in his second year, right? Ben Roethlisberger did it in his second year. I think the Commanders made very good moves in this offseason to get better. Right? They traded for Laremy Tunsil. They got Debo Samuel. They brought back Terry, right? You know,
Yeah.
there's just like hype around this team, um, where I think it's possible that they go on this run, right? Where they're that wild card team that makes a run, or they win the division by a tiebreaker, right? And they
Yeah.
go on a run. I mean, I'm not saying by any means might pick the Commanders to win the Super Bowl, but I'm saying of like the dark horse teams, I like the Commanders, especially in the NFC, to have a chance.
Okay, so Commanders are an NFC team, right?
Yeah,
And then Chiefs, like let's say Chiefs went on to the Super Bowl again. I
I'm
probably
taking the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Huh?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't think Commanders, have a
Uh,
shot.
Against the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Well, they're a dark horse for a reason. If they had to, if I thought they were going to beat the Chiefs, then I wouldn't have picked the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the Broncos against the Eagles. Who do you got?
I mean, obviously the Eagles, but I
Right.
think Denver Broncos have a shot with their defense.
Against the Eagles?
Yeah.
See, then I'd be worried about your Eagles pick there. If the Broncos have a shot, then like, what happens if the Bills get there? What happens if the Ravens get there? If you're giving the Broncos a shot, you know, like maybe the Eagles aren't that team you think they are. If you're talking about good defenses, are the Bears going to eliminate the Eagles in the playoffs? I know you like the Bears defense.
I don't think so.
Okay. What about the Packers? Packers are a great defense.
I mean,
Packers going to limit the Eagles now? Because you said the Broncos defense can do something. I mean, if that's how much that's a little how little trust you have in the Eagles, then I'm concerned for that Eagles pick. But you know, we're talking about takes. Let's go to our
mhm.
bold take of the week. I'll let you go first.
I think Saquon Barkley will continue his hot streak. I think he'll rush over 200 yard.
Any reason?
It's his first game, so I think Cowboys will be sloppy.
And you
And
think
oh yeah,
200 yards is just the one?
and Micah Parsons is out, so yeah, that's a big part. Micah Parsons is out.
All right. My thing is just gonna be Jerry made the trade. Well, if you listen to his press conference, his biggest thing was we need to stop the run. So
Oh
I kind of
yes.
baited you into this pick. We were talking pre-show about like what's a good pick for the bold take of the week, and you wanted to take Saquon for rushing,
Well,
and I was like,
yeah.
yeah, go for 200 then. But if Jerry's right about stopping the run, then they're gonna stop the run.
Oh shit, they have Jack Sanborn too. Okay, but
I
I
don't
don't
care.
think I don't think their D line is that great. So
All right, 200 is 200 yards. My bold take of the week is Cam Ward wins in the NFL debut and passes for 300 yards. I think passing for 300 yards isn't that bold of a take, especially like considering if you think they're going to lose by a lot, right? You know, they're going to air it out, pass for it. But the bold part of it's the winning the debut. I think there is a world where I see Cam Ward pulling off the upset and going into Mile High and winning against this Broncos team. There's a lot of hype on this Broncos team, like you said, this new improved team. We saw with the Bengals last year. Um, and I think there's a chance where I think the Titans go to Mile High and shock the world. Cam Ward has an amazing debut, really shows his poise, shows his maturity, and goes in there and just takes care of business.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think I think mine has a better chance to hit.
We'll see at the end of the year who has more hits.
Yeah.
All right. That's the end of the show. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you next Tuesday, when we recap
Yep.
this slate of games, except for the
Yep.
Monday night game.
Thank you.
See ya.